Alright, hey guys. Sorry if I'm looking a little rough tonight, but I just got home from spending the entire day out in central London. I just wanted to go explore, get out of the dorm. So today I went to the Natural History Museum, which was cool. Dinosaur fossils and big rocks and everything like that. And then I went to Covent Garden, which is this massive marketplace, I guess, with lots of homemade products like soaps and like craft type things, and so that was really neat to look at. And then I made my way over to Leicester Square just to spend the rest of the night there, hit the souvenir shops and people watch and stuff like that. And then this crazy thing happened and I just had to tell you guys. There was this big crowd in the middle of the square, and I thought it was just more street performers because they were always out there. So I just went to go check it out because I heard this song playing, Let's Go Fly a Kite, from Mary Poppins, and I tried to get in there and see, but I couldn't really. And everybody was like yelling and trying to pack in there. And so I was like, okay, this is a little bit bigger than usual. And I had no idea what was going on until I heard the announcer say something like, welcome to Mr. Tom Hanks to the world premiere of Saving Mr. Banks, which is a new Disney film that just had its world premiere tonight. Red carpet and everything. So that was amazing. I got to see Tom Hanks on the red carpet. There was a lot of people in the way, so but I did manage to get the entire interview on the camera, and I'm about to show you the footage. I couldn't really figure out where they were, so some parts of the video he's not actually in the frame, so sorry about that, but the audio came out fantastically, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it.
Place where, I believe Mary Poppins premiered in this very theater, 1964. So we're walking in the shadows of the legends.
In terms of this movie, what was it that really attracted you to becoming part of Saving Mr. Banks?
Well, there was the attraction of working with the great Thompson. He's absolutely fantastic in this movie, and I think it's if you're an actor and you have a brand, you'll crawl through glass in order to be able to do a couple of scenes with her. But also the nature of the scenes, to play the benevolent Walt Disney and the flinty Travers in scenes where they really don't like each other very much, and yet there is this kind of like growing affection. And there's something about two very strong-willed people going at it mano a mano over making a movie called Mary Poppins that has a fabulous, surreal, and affectionate quality.
In terms of playing Walt Disney, how do you prepare for playing a character like that? What kind of research do you do?
Well, there was a fabulous museum in San Francisco run by Diane Disney Miller, his daughter, and she actually created the museum in order to break down the boundary between the myth and the man. I had access to that on days where it was closed, which I'd stay in for hours and hours, see every piece of film, listen to every piece of audio. I have hours of more conversational interviews with Mr. Disney, in which a young Diane appears bringing him a can of beer on other things. But then there was also a ton of anecdotes from long-time employees of Disney. Richard Sherman, the composer of all the great music from Mary Poppins himself. And when you have that, when you can talk to somebody that day in and day out interaction with a guy who enjoyed a good time, who would have a stiff drink at the end of the night, in which we're talking very pragmatically, well then you get down to something other than the popular Walt Disney that we saw over and over again playing himself on TV.
And you have this wonderful script, Kelly Marcel's script. What was your first reaction when you read that script?
I thought that they had cracked it. I didn't know this. Literally, I was finding out brand new things about something that should be just regarded as a wonderful movie. I had no idea they hated each other. I had no idea that Travers wasn't even the real name. those years of growing up that fueled their dreams and fueled their desire in order to imagine the things they imagined making come to truth. You find out that in a lot of ways both these people are not unlike ourselves, in which we experienced something when we were 7 years old, and we seem to always have that form our actions for the rest of our lives. It's a big point of psychological truth that you can't deny.
And finally, before I let you go and enjoy the rest of this wonderful premiere here in Leicester Square, Mary Poppins is still so loved today in 2013, and she has been for years. What do you think it is about the character that has endured so much?
I think that it is about this benevolent lady who comes and says, "You're going to be okay, and I'm going to take care of you." And somehow we're all still these little kids, or parents with so many pressures on our lives, that we really wish someone would come along and vacuum the floor and put the kids to bed and tell us we're all going to be okay. That, along with some really butt-kicking choreography and step in time up on the chimney tops, that makes for a movie that I remember seeing it as an 8-year-old kid. And I might not have thought much about a nanny, but when all those kites were above Hyde Park and we were all singing "Let's Go Fly a Kite," I don't know why, but I inexplicably felt great. So it's still a movie that makes you feel great.
Tom Hanks, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much.